Changed a bit outside as well, as well.
Yes, yeah, surprise, good. How are you?
Here we are again.
Tell me.
Okay, Chris, well, first of all, can you update us and fill us in on what's happening with Dan Burn?
No, well, that's news to me. I think that's yeah. I think at this moment, I think we've nothing to say on that one. Yes, I think you will. I think have to wait for another. I think 3.5 hours to confirm anything. But at this moment, there isn't anything I can tell you on that one.
Because it's been sort of widely reported that he's coming in and being loaned straight back to Wigan. Is that the plan, as you understand?
Yeah. Well, I think what I think is always the case is that there'll be some speculation and there'll be some reports and so on, and probably all I can do, I can only give you information that is, correct information and confirmed information, and certainly at the moment that's not the case.
If it is to be the case and is confirmed later, would that conclude your transfer window business, or are you still looking out there, perhaps potentially bringing any more in, or perhaps some even going out?
No, I think we said even going into the last few days that we're happy where we are in what we have recruited over the summer, and thankfully we were able to recruit some. In particular, a couple early, but we will go right up to the time possible, which is, of course, in another 3.5 hours, and we have a responsibility to try to make sure the squad's as strong as possible. So I wouldn't rule anything out. But on the other hand, we have brought in a number of players this summer, and at this moment, I'm happy where we are.
So I was going to say, if the window was to close this hour now, are you going into your first game of the season knowing that that's it until January? You're happy with the squad and the business you've done with it?
Yes. Well, I mean, at this moment, we've brought in. I think from a club's point of view, we've brought in a few young players that will, very much feature in the 23s. But I think if I look at the first team, I think we've brought 7 players in. On the other hand, we have lost players, so it's not. It's not as if we're bringing in, a lot bigger number than what's, going out or potentially going out as well. So yeah. But at the moment, I'm happy with the work that we've done in the summer and the work that we've done in particular positions in summer.
So when you look at the squad now, going into your second season in the Premier League compared to when you came up from the Championship before, do you see yourself as being significantly stronger starting this season than last season?
I think we're a stronger squad, yes, which is down to our recruitment in the summer. I think what we have managed to do as well, and if I look at players that are very good players and very influential players that sort of left us, that were approaching, perhaps the end of their careers. What we have done, of course, is, if I'm looking at the age, we've certainly brought down the average age. When you look at Bernardo's come in, who's 23, Yakanabash is mid-20s, Andoni again sort of mid-20s, Basuma 21. So I think that's what we have done, is we've brought down the age of the squad, and I'd like to think that we start this season, and that's nothing detriment to any players that we've had in the past, but I think that we are, yes, a stronger squad.
And as the window comes to a close, it's closing this afternoon. Is it the right time to close? Because I know that the clubs voted on it, 14 out of 20 agreed, but we've seen like Mauricio Pochettino says it leaves English clubs at a disadvantage. Do you think it's the right thing to do to close the window now before the season gets started?
From a personal opinion, yes, I do think it is. From the perspective of managing a squad of players, some that might be leaving, some that might be coming in, to go into the season knowing, this is the squad that you've got and this is what you've got to work with. But that's a personal opinion. I can definitely understand certainly what I would regard as our top 6 Champions League teams as such, that they feel it's a disadvantage with, of course, the European teams that are in the Champions Leagues and the Europa Cups and so I can certainly understand if Mauricio has said that, where he's coming from. But from a personal point of view, and I think at a club, at our level and expectations of us, then I think it's a good thing.
Last season when he came up, there was the sort of euphoria surrounding Brighton coming up into the Premier League. It's different now, and everyone always talks about second season syndrome and things like that. How are you guarding against that? Is that something you concern yourself with at all, that clubs often find it more difficult second season in?
Yeah, well, I think the facts are actually no different, but yes, it's something that I do guard against, and the balance is, I suppose, with a group of players is that the balance being that some players might feel that they've made it now, or might feel that they're better than what they are because of a season last season, and the balance, of course, of that one is that it's the experiences of last season that you hope that you can take into the next season. So my job would be to get them balances right, to pick enough good teams for enough good games, to try and nullify some of the mistakes we made last season that we are aware of here, and to improve the team. But yes, but we are aware of that, and we need to make sure that no complacency sets in.
You mentioned earlier you brought in several players. Look at your opponents this weekend who have brought in a similar amount. Do you look around the Premier League and see that everyone else, you might be strengthening, everyone else has as well, and it's going to be just as difficult a task this season to achieve your ambition?
Yeah, yes. Well, people ask me about last season the 3 teams that got promoted all stayed up, and why is that? Well, I think the spending power, I think, of teams that are coming up, I think has changed, and I suppose if you look at Wolves and Fulham in particular, I think out of the 3, we know Cardiff has spent as well, but I think out of the 3, then I think the spending power has become greater because of the money in the game. Of course, there's still always going to be that difference between what teams at our level and ones that got promoted than what the big teams can spend. But I think that's probably the difference, and I think it's made it a little bit of a tighter playing field, I think, for a big group of teams, and it's the ones that prepare themselves the best, and the ones that utilise their players in the best way that will make sure that they do well.
Just finally from me, obviously last season was the first season, and the ambition, I guess, at the start was to make sure you were still in the Premier League at the end of it. Do those ambitions change now this season? Do you set higher targets, or is it once again we start the season and the priority is to make sure we're here next season?
No, for me, it's my responsibility to this football club, is to make sure that come the following season we're playing Premier League football. This is only our second season, and that always has to be the basis, is that we do well enough, we get enough out of the team to make sure that we can have a decent season, and a decent season can mean finishing where we finished last season, or slightly higher or so. But ultimately, it will always be about making sure that we stay in this division.
Chris, you mentioned players coming in. I know there has been some interest in some of your players, the likes of Norwood, Mohamed. Do you see any players going out today?
Probably not today. But as I said, we still have 3.5 hours, but probably not today. But yes, I do see players going out. Yes.
Because in the past you have had to send people out on loan. Obviously, that loan window isn't shutting. Is that something that you still have in the back of your mind in terms of bringing players in? Obviously, Izzy Brown was with you last season. Unfortunately, for him with injuries and everything.
You can't put players in online.
Yes,
you can't go out.
They can only, yeah. I mean, the benefits at the moment for the Premier League teams is that players that don't move before the end of the window can go abroad and can go to the Championship on loan, and I think that's certainly the Championship clubs. That's what the Championship clubs will be relying on. That Premier League clubs have made their decisions, brought in who they need to, but there will be, probably the majority of Premier League clubs that will have players that are still at the club post today that will go out on loan, and we will fall into that category.
You talk about benchmarks, obviously in terms of the start of the season. How do you see? I mean, obviously Watford, you played them early last season. You've got a couple of tough games coming up afterwards. How do you see your start, your second campaign? Well,
it's a difficult start. There's no doubt. If you look at the first 7 games, and 4 of the top 6 in the first 7 games, but the first one we have to think about, of course, is away to Watford on Saturday, and trying to get a result there. And a result means either getting a win or getting a draw from that game, or getting something from it. So that's our priority. We will go into every game looking to get something. Probably the challenges that we will have, the team challenges are certainly to concede less goals from set plays, as we conceded too many last season. Away to the top 6, where we weren't successful in any of our visits. Very good at home, I felt, over the campaign. Can we improve away from home general? So there's a lot of good challenges there for us, and of course they start on the first game.
And obviously you've got a few injuries at the moment. What are the latest on the likes of Locadia and Dome? I know there's people who aren't missing, and have you got enough strike power at the start of the season?
Locadia's fine. He's been training this probably for a week and a half now. Sorry, 2 weeks. He's probably been back training. So Locadia, okay. And Donny's still not quite there, but we expect him to train tomorrow or Monday. And Esquerdo hasn't quite made it.
Is he injured, or is that just?
Well, it's coming back from a World Cup campaign, and it's just giving him that little bit more time to get up to speed. But Andoni will train on Monday.
No other issues?
No.